Hi everybody, Michelle here. I thought I would just come on quickly and show you something that I have listed in my shop. I had a whole ton of old sari fabric and well, stuff that I had a tendency to hoard. Anyhow, I've just finished just a little while ago. I finished cutting them all up and decided to make some little bundles of the fabrics. They're lots of them are quite heavily embellished, but I just thought I'd do a quick video on the fabrics that are in the bundles, just so you have a better idea of what you get, because the Etsy listing doesn't really show you, you know, the shapes and sizes and quite possibly even the colors. Anyhow, this is how it comes in this little box. It's about, an inch and a half thick box, and the different colored bundles are labeled by the color of sari. So this one's got the purples, the reds, the pinks, and black. And then this bundle will have the greens, the blues, the yellows, oranges, and blacks. So I'll go through this one after. So we'll start with this one. This is how they come. This is how it'll be shipped to you. I just have it wrapped in this tissue paper, which of course can be used for crafts and that kind of thing. So each bundle also comes with 60 inches of trim. So it's 10 inches. These pieces of trim are there's 10 pieces of trim that are 6 inches each. So I'll just go through the trim. And this is all from recycled, dresses and saris and outfits that, of course, have been previously worn. And some of the pieces were laundered, some not, and some were pressed, some not. But I'm just wanted to give you kind of a quick little look-see. So this is the reds and purples and pink bundle. So these are some of the trims. And like I said, they're not all cut perfectly straight. Sometimes because the fabric is hard to cut. Sometimes it's dependent on where some of the gems and rhinestones and that kind of thing are. So there's some really pretty. See, it's even hard to tell which is up and upright. But sometimes the backside is actually just as nice to craft with. And of course, there are tons of things you can do with these types of items. I'm working on a boho cookbook right now, so I'll be using, quite a number of these pieces as well. And this is all trim from, like I said, mostly dresses and saris. There's some, Asian fabrics, but even the back side is just as pretty as the front side. So both colored bundles come with a set of blacks. So I'll just go through one of them, and I'll do that after. So these are going to be the pink pieces. This is where it starts. They're quite heavily embellished as well. So, it's hard to write in the Etsy listing what size this is. It's quite long. It is probably, I'm actually going to measure it right now to tell you what the length of this piece is. So it's about 29 inches long, if you can see that. And then at its widest end, it's about 5 inches wide, and at its smallest end, it's at about 2.5 inches. So it's 30 by 5 by 2, sort of. So that's a nice piece of embellished fabric. It's quite embellished with beads and sequins, and looks like some of it was hand done. Some of it looks like it was done by machine. I'm going to guess mostly hand done, but anyhow. Okay, I'm not going to spend that much time on each one because there's There's 55 pieces of fabric, 55 embellished pieces of fabric, and the different trims. So this is a piece of the pink, and it's got a nice embellishment, and the back looks like that. And I can't tell sometimes the difference between pinks and purples. So this is kind of a pinky purple. I'm sure it's got its own name, but you know, and this is quite a long piece as well. So like I said, on the Etsy listing, it's hard to say what the sizes are. There's just a small piece. This would make a beautiful little pocket on a junk journal. Then there's this piece, which is quite interesting. It's these would be great for crazy quilts, or you know, like if you're doing a kind of a crazy quilted journal cover, because it's got, you know, four different styles of fabric on there. And then there's this one, which is like a brighter pink with that medallion in the middle, and then the little embellished pieces, or you know, the little flowers with the sequins. Then there's this one with all the little gemstones in them. This is a really fine, very fine piece of fabric. I would actually say this is probably a vintage. This was from a vintage outfit, because the fabric is very fine, very delicate, and it's got cute little gems in there. This was a pretty dress actually, and that would make a nice you know, belly band or a pocket. This was also a dress, which was really, really pretty. I have a hard time telling the front and the back on this one, but look at the flowers in there. It's just so pretty. And then this one also, another really, really fine piece of fabric, but also has little gems in the embroidered part, which is really pretty. Then there's this piece, which is gems and sequins. So a piece like this you could definitely use on a crazy quilt, because of the irregular way it's cut. Like it's a very irregular shape. And all the bundles have these fabrics in them, but some of the fabrics, if I ran out of it, I would double a different one. So, but they're all beautiful no matter what. Like, I think they're just really, really pretty fabrics. Then there's this one, and this is like an embroidered piece. There's no gemstones. This is really pretty. This would make a beautiful pocket on a junk journal. It's got the kind of the clear sequins, and then embroidered with the gold thread and some pink. Anyway, really pretty. This is like kind of like one of those Asian fabrics. There's a name for it, and you know what? I just can't remember right now. It's there. It's on the top of my head somewhere, but I can't remember the name of them. So this is just a very tiny piece. And that's more of a purple, but sometimes hard to tell, like I said, between the pinks and the purples. This is the pink with the gold embroidery, gold thread, and it's got little gold gems in it. So that's also quite pretty. Oh, they're all pretty. And this is a really nice piece. It's got the little, you know, embroidery parts on it. There are no gems or sequins on it, but it's a really nice piece. I've lost all my words as far as the names of these fabrics. Lots of them are silk. This is a silk. This is absolutely beautiful. It's like almost like a fuchsia pink. It's really pretty, and the back is actually really cool. I think that you could, you know, somebody super creative could make a very something quite nice with that. Then there's this piece, which is, it feels like a cotton, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think it would be safe for me to say that a lot of it is unknown fabrics because I don't know what they are. And then the ones that I do know, I can't remember the names of them. This is really pretty. That would make a nice belly band as well. So that's the pinks. And then we'll go into the reds. And this is, so this is quite a large red. It's a large piece. And I'll just show you the middle there. And then it's got the little gold, they look like sequins all sewn in. It looks like some machine and some hand stitching. And then there's this one, which is just little embroidered flowers, but the shade of red is just gorgeous. Gorgeous shade of red. This piece here has a really large medallion on it, and then the small little gem. And because see, a lot of these were, you know, from used clothing, pieces of clothing. There's some pieces that, well, they are just sewn on, but they're kind of loose. You could take some Fabri-Tac, you know, just a little dab, and just dab it in there to replace the gem, you know, just kind of work it so that it's in within those little beads. But you know, like there's a few pieces of fabric like that, but they're all good pieces to do crafting with. There's this one, which is, you can use either as purple or as red, but the purple side is the back side. But like I said, that's pretty cool piece for crafting with. Then there's this one. It's just a little tiny piece, but really, really cool decoration in there. Then there's this one. This was I know this one is a silk, and it's got that gorgeous piece on it. So that piece you could, you know, make an altered paper clip with, or you know, like a page embellishment. A lot of these are great for clusters and that kind of thing. This is also another piece of, it's like a raw silk almost, and it's really pretty. And then there's this red. This one's got the red sequins in it and the red embroidered flowers. And you'll notice too, a lot of loose threads. You can trim them. By all means, you can trim them off, clean it up. I had too many pieces of little fabric pieces that it would have just taken me forever to do all of that. So I left it for you. And another piece of silk, red silk. And then there's, oh, see, this must be one of the bundles where I was out of one of the other pieces, so you got two of these ones. This red. Then there's this one. See, there's another example of some loose thread there. So you could either take Fabri-Tac and just try to tack it down, or just clip them off. If you clip them off, though, I might be tempted to just tack the back with a little bit of, even a little glue from a glue stick on your finger, and just to hold the thread down so that, you know, it doesn't run any further. And then there's this beautiful piece of purple with a pretty little thing. This one here is quite heavily embellished, so that, you know, you may get some loose beads falling off of it. But I think they're pretty good. I tried my best to stop the beads in their tracks, but that's really pretty. And then there's another piece of, see, you'll see things like this where the hem was or a seam was, and I've taken it apart And well, with this kind of silk, once you've sewn a hole into it, it creates more holes. But there is something to be said for that look as well. Okay. Okay, so this is the front of this piece, and it's got the little sequins in it. And then this purple piece, this purple it's a beautiful purple. Excuse me. It's a beautiful purple, and it's got lots of gems and little seed beads running throughout. I don't know if that was done by hand. I don't think so, but. And then this is the purple that matches this one, from like it would have been from the same outfit, and it doesn't have any of the beading on it. Then there's this one. This one was really difficult to cut up because all the flower, the entire fabric was covered with these flowers. So sadly I had to cut through some of them to cut it up and share with all the bundles. And then there's this piece, which is, I'm not sure. It feels and it seems like it's silk, but it could quite possibly be polyester. This one here is just beautiful. This purple with the gold medallions, and then look at the back. I think that's just awesome. I think it looks really neat. And then there's this one, which is also really pretty. So they're clear sequins, but depending on which way it's going in the light, it's picking up a bunch of different colors, but that's quite pretty. And this is a beautiful purple color. Beautiful. And then there's that purple with the gold flowers. And then this one here, this was a gorgeous outfit. Oh, well, this one hurt quite a bit to start cutting, but I just had to share this. Look at them. Of course, I kept some for myself, but these things are just gorgeous. And it's like a netting, and it's like iridescent little rhinestones on there. Anyway, it's just really, really pretty. So that's those fabrics. And now, and the trims, and then these are the blacks. Each one comes with the blacks. I can't remember off the top of my head how many. I think there's like 6 or so blacks, but so it starts with this one, and there's the back, which is also pretty neat. Then there's this one that's got the little mirrors in the embroidered part. And this is also from that same outfit with the gold thread. Really pretty. And then this one. This one's got the red and the orange little, pieces. And that's what the back looks like. I actually started trimming those white threads, but I found that it was just taking me too long. So I left that. I left that for you to enjoy. And then there's this black piece that has the little there's 2 different kinds of this one. One has the little pink rhinestones on it, and the other one has blue. Now this one here, this was an outfit that came, like this was separate, but I just kept it with it because I think it looks really neat underneath the black, the sheer black. And then it's got that little design on it. And then there's this one's a silk. And then there's this one with those flowers and the little ones. And then the last piece, which is, it's a good size piece. Probably not big enough to make a journal cover with, but it's a good size. It's, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where I put my measuring tape. It is about 11 inches by, looks like about 11. It's a 11 by 11. So that's that for the purple, the red, the pink, and then the black set. And I'm just going to move that off to the side. And then I'm going to do the green. This is green, blue, yellow, yellows and oranges, and black. So I won't go through the black ones because they're very similar to the ones that you just saw. Each bundle has the same, not very similar. They're the same. If anything's different, it's probably, you know, just the size of them. They all vary in size, but. And of course I sealed these already. So we'll just go into it, and I'll just go through them pretty quickly. And I sealed everything. Okay, so here is the, oh, once again, I smashed right into you. Okay, so here's the trim. Starts with this one, the blue. And then there's that. Then there's that one. This one's really cool, actually. I don't know if you can see, but each one has like a coil of threads or wires. I'm not sure, but anyway, it's really neat. And then there's that gold. This is really cool. And this fabric, there were some like staining, and I'm sure it's from rust from all of this metal thread. Like the whole thing is done in well, not metal, but metallic thread. Then there's the silver. And then there's that cute little piece. The blue. This one was quite pretty, this dress. It was very large and just beautiful. And there's, see this, you know, that could be tidied up, the edges, but what a fantastic pocket, especially, you know, like on a boho journal or something like that. So like I said, there's the blacks, they're exactly as the ones I just showed you. So we'll just start with the yellows and oranges. This is the first piece. That's that one. And see, this is like a lime green, but a yellowy limey green. So, you know, it's kind of hard to know exactly which category to put it in. So I stuck it with the yellows. And this one is a nice mustard, kind of a deep mustard yellow with the little pink flower embroidered with the little gemstone. Or not gemstone, it's like they're little rhinestones. And this one here is quite a pale yellow, but the piece is quite long. And there's the end of it with all the sequins on it. And it's got the little flowers. So, see, it's a good long piece. It's a good long piece of fabric. Great for pockets and stuff. And then there's that one. And the backs of these actually are kind of neat too. This silk, this Asian silk, has a lot of threads. You might want to consider using a fray stop or something on there, unless you decide to zigzag it or something. This color is kind of an orangey red color, but it's got a really cute little flower. Then this orange one. This one is quite heavily embellished. This makes such a nice embellishment on a page. Or an altered paperclip. Mrs. Cog has a great tutorial for bohoed altered paper clips, and this kind of thing would be perfect for that. And then there's this piece of orange. So look at the little heart beads in there. I think that's so pretty. And what a unique color. It's orangey but kind of bronzy, and then it's got those beads on it. I think that's a really neat, unique piece. And then this one here looks like that. This is a kind of a peachy color. That. Well, this is a large piece of, well, I'm going to say silk. It seems like it's silk. It's very large. So I'll just show a little closer up. And then that's the embroidered design on it. It's kind of, well, it looks like it's all metallic thread. Hard to know, but it looks like it's all metallic. Okay, so now into the blues. I'm going to take my sweater off. I'm sorry. Got pretty warm. So there's a nicely embroidered piece. And that is, I think, from the same outfit as that first one. There's another embroidered piece with some gemstones. Rhinestones. They're not real gems. And then there's I think this is kind of like pashmina. Now I don't know if pashmina is that a fabric, or this is really pretty. This is like, it's so soft, and I don't even know what kind of thread they used, but well, I'm gonna guess it's like some type of an embroidery sort of thread, but anyway, it's really pretty. And then there's this cute little piece, not big piece at all, but it's quite embellished. And then there's this blue metallic thread. And then this blue looks like a big piece of fabric. This is a big one. So I don't, if you can see that, it's quite large. And then that's the design in it. And this is, these pieces of fabric are not even half of what I have. I've got even more heavily embellished pieces that I'll be putting in my shop. But I'll be selling them almost separately, because shipping, if I bundled them together, shipping would be out of this world. Like, I can't control the shipping cost as it is. So, to make the bundle too heavy wouldn't be good. So there's this one, looks like little bows. And I absolutely can't tell, like, I think this is the right side only because the colors look brighter on this side, but I can't be sure. But what a neat, like that would make, you know, a neat pocket, because I imagine you putting cards in there that you could see through. And I think it would just be a really nice embellishment on a page. And then there's this piece. This is really pretty. You could make a small book with this. You could put this on the, you know, as a book cover. Just put another piece of fabric underneath it, like a nice, you know, a dark color fabric. Or a light color. It doesn't have to be dark. But it's a nice big piece. Actually, you know what? This one I'm going to measure it so that you know. This one is, looks like about 7.5 by 18 inches. So if you're using it as a book cover, like a standalone book cover, you could, you know, it would be sort of like a mini, but that it could work. And there's this blue, which is also really pretty. And then this one, and this one you definitely can use either side. It's such a pretty blue. And this one, it's a great piece of fabric. And this one, this is also a beautiful piece of fabric. And that's the underside. There's a nice piece of embroidered very pale green. And then the detail on the edge of this one, you could make this a pocket in a book, and that would have the trim on it already. It's really pretty. And then there's this one. And then this one, I think there was a piece of trim that went with this one, but that's really gorgeous. Those are really pretty. I like that too. See that one? And then that's the bottom of it with some sequins stitched in. Okay, there's that one with the green. And this is a good size. This is really pretty. Like, look at the embroidered flowers on there. And then the little ones, the little star shapes. Quite pretty. Now this was from that same outfit, but this one is more of a sheer. Well, it is a sheer. And it's got some more of those really pretty little flowers. And it's got that. Now I'm not sure if every bundle has all of that, but you know, I tried to be, you know, as similar from one to the next. There's a really nice green piece. And then it goes to a point. It'd be good for Christmas. It's like a Christmas tree. And then this one. All this is metallic thread all in there, and And then the little gems. This was all machine embroidered. Okay, this one looks like, oh, this is a really long piece. Oh, this is beautiful. The color is really cool. I really like this. It's almost a teal. And it's got all these different little patches or pieces of embellishment on them. And then that one repeats. It's beautiful. And I just hit you again, sorry. And then we have this piece of, well, I guess it's not really turquoise. It's more of like a blue, like a water, like a pool blue or something, whatever that is. Sorry. And then this one here is a lot of this rusty orange red color, but it's got the teal colors on it as well. So I just put it in with the teal as opposed, or like in with the green bundles as opposed to with the reds, you know. And it looks really neat right here where it's kind of variegated, but you know, anyway. And then that's the design on it. This is actually quite a pretty piece. Yeah, I like that. And then there's this one, which is quite a large piece. Yeah, we've got some beads flying. This is quite a large piece, but it's quite heavily embellished. That's all beads, like little round beads and sequins. And then those guys with all the sequins around there. And then that's the bottom of it. So that's quite a large piece. And then this one, well, I had a lot of this one. So it looks like this bundle's getting, I think every bundle actually has 4 or 5 pieces of this particular dress, because it was a very big dress, and it was like a huge skirt and like a real floofy skirt. And anyway, it's just beautiful. Like if you like that color, which is kind of a blue turquoisey color, and then the gold, the or metallic thread, like they're just beautiful pieces. So that's that one. And you could probably like fussy cut this sheer all the way around, and that would kind of be a neat effect as well. Or you could fussy cut the solid color on the underside, and that would look kind of cool too. But there's that one. And then this is sheer. This is just a sheer piece with the little flower on it. Isn't that beautiful? I loved it. I just thought it was so gorgeous. And I, of course, even kept lots for myself. So this one has 2, because the designs are different. So I think that's the case for all the bundles, that you got one of each of the designs. I'm pretty sure. I'm not, yeah. Okay, so look at this. Look at this piece. Like, look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Oh, I don't know. My mind is constantly going, trying to figure out, because like I said, I kept some for myself, so to try to figure out what I'm going to make with these pieces, because they're so pretty. Anyhow, you guys, that's the black. Thanks for watching. I hope that helps when you're at my shop and you see those fabric bundles. This is what you're getting. 55 pieces of fabric and 60 inches of trim. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.